his desk. He had been staring at it for almost 20 minutes. It hadn't moved. It hadn't changed. Yet somehow, it felt heavier every time he looked at it. Jungkook slowly reached out, running his fingertips across its smooth wooden surface. Locked. No key. No clue. Only his grandmother's words echoed inside his mind. When you're ready, you'll find the key. He let out a tired sigh. What am I supposed to be ready for? The question disappeared into the empty room. No answer came. Outside, rain tapped softly against the window, filling the silence between every heartbeat. Morning as usual. Almost. Taehyung Jungkook. Jimin's voice exploded from the kitchen. If you don't wake up right now, your breakfast officially belongs to me. Jungkook groaned into his pillow. You say that every morning. And every morning I'm serious. Dragging himself out of bed, Jungkook shuffled toward the kitchen. Jimin was already sitting at the table, happily eating toast. My toast. You abandoned it. I was brushing my teeth. You abandoned it while brushing. Jungkook reached over and stole the remaining slice. Jimin gasped dramatically. Robbery. It's called justice. No, it's called friendship with terrible manners. Jungkook laughed. For the first time since receiving the mysterious messages, his smile felt genuine. Jimin smiled too. There he is. Jungkook blinked. What? The idiot who laughs too loudly. I was worried he'd gone missing. Jungkook rolled his eyes. You really know how to compliment someone. It's a gift. Another afternoon with Mr. President. The library had become strangely familiar. Jungkook dropped into the chair opposite Taehyung and stretched his arms dramatically. I think I live here now. Without looking up from his notes, Taehyung replied. You've been here 5 times. It feels like 500. Taehyung calmly turned another page. That's because you complain every minute. Jungkook placed a hand over his heart. I feel attacked. It's called justice. No, it's called friendship with terrible manners. Jungkook laughed. For the first time since receiving the mysterious messages, his smile felt genuine. Jimin smiled too. There he is. Jungkook blinked. What? The idiot who laughs too loudly. I was worried he'd gone missing. Jungkook rolled his eyes. You really know how to compliment someone. It's a gift. Another afternoon with Mr. President. The library had become strangely familiar. Jungkook dropped into the chair opposite Taehyung and stretched his arms dramatically. I think I live here now. Without looking up from his notes, Taehyung replied. You've been here 5 times. It feels like 500. Taehyung calmly turned another page. That's because you complain every minute. Jungkook placed a hand over his heart. I feel attacked. You'll recover. I don't think I will. The corner of Taehyung's lips twitched. Jungkook immediately leaned forward. I saw that. Saw what? That almost smile. It was dust. Dust doesn't smile. Taehyung sighed. Noah was right. Jungkook blinked. About what? You're exhausting. Jungkook grinned proudly. I'll take that as a compliment. Taehyung quietly shook his head. Somehow, the library didn't feel as quiet anymore. The forgotten archive. Their assignment required them to research Hanwha University's history. While Taehyung searched through official documents, Jungkook wandered toward the oldest shelves in the back of the library. Everything there was covered in dust. One thick book caught his attention. Its faded title barely remained visible. Hanwha University Festival 2025. Jungkook frowned. That's strange. He carefully pulled the heavy book from the shelf. Dust floated through the air. Inside were newspaper clippings, photographs, handwritten reports, and emergency notices. Halfway through, a headline stopped him. University Festival Fire. 3 students still missing. Police investigation continues. Jungkook's heartbeat slowed. His eyes drifted toward the large photograph beneath the article. Students running, smoke filling the sky, firefighters shouting orders, ambulances parked outside the campus gates. Then, his breathing stopped. Near the corner of the photograph, someone looked exactly like him. Mr. President. Taehyung walked over immediately. What happened? Jungkook silently pointed. Taehyung studied the photograph. His expression slowly changed. That looks like you. Jungkook swallowed. But I've never been here before. The words sounded wrong, even to him. A strange pain pulls behind his eyes. Flashes, smoke, sirens, someone screaming his name. Then, everything disappeared. Jungkook grabbed the edge of the bookshelf to steady himself. Jungkook. Taehyung caught him before he could fall. You okay? Jungkook nodded weakly. Yeah, but he wasn't. Not even close. Another message. Buzz. Jungkook's phone vibrated inside his pocket. His entire body tensed. Unknown number. Again, he slowly opened the message. Day 360. The fire didn't steal your life. It stole your memories. Jungkook felt the blood drain from his face. His fingers trembled. What happened? Taehyung asked quietly. Jungkook quickly locked the phone. Nothing. Taehyung looked directly into his eyes. You've been saying nothing for days. Jungkook looked away. It's complicated. Then let me help. Silence. For several seconds neither of them spoke. Finally, Jungkook smiled. A small, broken smile. I don't even know what I need help with. Taehyung didn't answer immediately. Instead, he gently placed a hand on Jungkook's shoulder. You don't have to figure it out alone. Jungkook stared at him. No one had ever said those words before. Something warm settled inside his chest. A feeling he couldn't explain. Grandma's letter. That evening, Jungkook placed the wooden box back onto his desk. As he lifted it, a folded envelope slid onto the floor. He frowned. I'm sure this wasn't here before. Across the front, written in familiar handwriting, were 5 simple words. For Jungkook. When you're afraid. His hands shook as he unfolded the letter. My dearest Jeon Jungkook, if you're reading this, then your past has started searching for you. I wanted to tell you everything, many times, but I couldn't. Some promises are heavier than grief. When the truth finally reaches you, don't blame yourself. None of what happened was your fault. Trust the people who stay beside you, especially the young man who rarely smiles. One day, he'll become your greatest strength, and you'll become his. Remember this, my precious boy. The fire was never the end. It was the beginning. Love, Grandma. Jungkook lowered the letter. His vision blurred. The beginning. Beginning of what? A promise in the rain. Outside, rain poured endlessly over the city. Kim Taehyung stood beneath the roof outside the library, staring toward the road leading to Jungkook's apartment. Something wasn't right. Jungkook's laughter sounded forced. His eyes looked tired. Every mysterious phone notification made him panic. Taehyung quietly whispered to himself, what are you hiding? For reasons he couldn't explain, he wanted to protect Jungkook, even if Jungkook never asked him to. The Watcher. Across the street from Jungkook's apartment, the hooded figure stood beneath the flickering streetlight once again, watching, always watching. Another shadow emerged beside them. You've broken the rules. The hooded figure never looked away from Jungkook's window. I made a promise. If he remembers too early, history will repeat itself. The second figure spoke softly. We're running out of time. After a long silence, the hooded figure finally answered. I know. That's why the countdown can't stop. Epilogue. Deep beneath Hanul University, hidden behind a rusted steel door, sealed after the fire, a forgotten archive remained untouched. Inside, layers of dust-covered shelves filled with burned files. On an old desk lay a student ID card, blackened at the edges. A flashlight beam swept across it. The smiling face on the card belonged to Jeon Jungkook. Across the bottom, stamped in faded red ink, were 2 chilling words. Deceased student. The flashlight clicked off, and somewhere in the darkness, someone whispered, he's remembering. To be continued. Thank you, armies. Thanks for reading it. Don't forget to vote and leave your precious thoughts. Your one effort will boost me up for next part.